Hey everybody, so welcome back. So this week I kind of wanted to do something a little bit differently. I basically live in my kitchen, and forgive the noise, it's like the busiest part right here, right downstairs. I'll kind of show you guys in a second. But I just like making this recipe, or I guess it's just kind of throwing some things together. I live for leftovers only because it makes my next meal for my kids a lot easier and faster. And so with that being said, let's go ahead and get started and I'll explain a little bit more. But first, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you, and hit the notifications so you always get alerts when I upload a new video. I try to do one once a week just so that I can kind of throw things that I love to do and kind of share them out with you. Okay, so like I said, what I'm going to be doing this, or I guess today, is my husband is traveling, and so I don't like cooking a whole lot, especially when he's not here. And sometimes my son can be pretty picky, and my daughter can just kind of be like, I don't know, we'll see. Or there's other times where she'll eat the whole house. So I'm going to be doing just an easy kind of fried egg rice, or fried rice basically. And I'm going to be using things that I already have in the fridge that I had from yesterday. And then I just made some rice, which it's usually better if you kind of use cold rice. But I didn't have that luxury of having something extra in the fridge. But with my trusty Instapot, I already kind of made some rice right now. So what I'm going to do is just kind of like put the other, ingredients, kind of prep them, put them aside, just so you can kind of see what I'm doing. But this is super easy and super fast, which is really important, and my kids love it. So anytime I have a chance to make this, and I have either leftover chicken, leftover, beef or shrimp or whatever, that's like my go-to of that's like an easy thing: rice, vegetables, whatever, protein, and just kind of throw it in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and start prepping. So as you can see, this is the Instapot, and it's almost done, or actually it is done. And it's kind of weird that it's blinking like that on camera, because it's not at all on the actual pot. And then of course, who doesn't love like a gigantic thing of garlic, only because I'm always cooking and I don't always have time for prep. So I like to just have garlic at the ready, and as you can see, I cook a lot with it. I love garlic. And then to make things easy, I am obsessed with corn. So I know a lot of fried rice, recipes, things like that don't call for it, but any chance I have to kind of just throw corn in anything, I'll basically do it. And then I've got just some veggies. So you can either do it in the can, or from Costco, they have like this huge bag. If you want to use that and kind of do more of a stir fry, style, it's totally up to you. And that's what I like about this dish, is you can kind of customize it. Of course, it's not going to be exactly like the restaurants, and I'm not claiming to be a chef or anything else, but I am a baker, and I'll insert photos. But I do like just kind of throwing things together and just cooking. And I pretty much cook almost every day. So yeah, I'm always trying to just throw things in there. And I usually don't go by a recipe. I just go by what I know tastes good, what's in the pot. And it's just that Caribbean background of I just know how to cook. I've watched my mom cook, and I just kind of followed a lot of stuff that she did. And then of course, this is the rice. I keep it in its container. I personally love using basmati rice. It's my favorite. I know, again, that, a lot of these recipes or, fried rice is with like the long grain white rice. But again, you can tailor this to however you like it and what works for you. And then I'm going to scramble up some eggs. And then we've got my holy grail, which is my seasoning cabinet. So it's kind of a bummer, because when you move overseas, you're not allowed to take your seasonings with you. And they make you either throw them out, or you have to shove them in your suitcase, but they will not ship it for you. It's just against the rules when you're going overseas, which is just crazy. And so I had to buy a lot of it here. And so I am gonna put like a little bit of basil. Well, I'm not sure yet, maybe not. But I've got some ginger powder. I've got some onions, but I'm going to use fresh onions. And then I'll dig around in here and see what else I want to put in there. But I do have like my soy sauce someplace up here. Well, I have like this huge, gigantic one, and I'm pretty sure everybody knows this one. And then I went to in an Asian market here that I found that was awesome. And this is a tasty, this is a seafood flavored soy sauce. So this tastes really, really good. So I'm gonna definitely add that to it. And then I'll poke around and see if I'm missing anything else. But right now I am gonna start just chopping up my onions and getting everything ready. And yeah, my son should be home off the bus pretty soon. I have to like walk across the street to get him because this, as you can see, the crazy drivers, it's insane. Sorry, the window's all dirty from the rain, but yeah, it's a nice view to kind of be able to see like what's going on and just all the busyness of the people walking by and things like that. So let me go ahead and get started. So I do like the city life because we were kind of in the suburbs when we were in Portland, and so it was just kind of like you drove into your garage and that was it, and then it was just kind of you're done. So I just love this because we're just at like the roundabout like I showed you guys, and so I get to see just life like going by, like people walking their dogs and kids coming off the bus. Or, sometimes my son has like his friends come on an earlier bus and I can kind of like wave hi to them with their parents walking by. Or just hearing all of the honking, the beeping, the people talking, the dogs barking. I know for some it might be a little too noisy, but for me it's like the heartbeat. I love it. So with this kitchen, it's a little bit different, as you can see if you've seen my other videos. Our kitchen back in Portland was a lot bigger, so I had a lot more counter space, but we had to sacrifice. Do we want to be able to walk to everything and be kind of in the heart of what's going on, or do we want to live in the suburbs and have a bigger house and that would have more space? So I kind of just said, you know what, for our daughter who's a teen, to be able to walk around, hang out with her friends, I literally just walked the dog and went to Zara. It's like right down the street. To kind of check out what was new about 20 minutes ago, and then come back and do this, or see when the buses are coming by from school, things like that. So it's not as much space as I'm used to. I do miss the counter space and the refrigerator space and things like that, but it's a trade-off because we get to do a lot more being here. So okay, so the next thing that I'm gonna do is just kind of scramble up some eggs so I can get those cooked. I like to do that separately. I know some people like to put it in with the rice, but I do like to have it separated. That's my dog, don't mind him. Because we have glass everywhere, he gets to see the whole world go by too, and it drives him crazy and makes him excited at the same time. So because it's just the four of us, I'm just gonna use 4 eggs. My kids love eggs and I do too. So I'm just gonna crack these and then get them all scrambled. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I just kind of like scrambled up the eggs, and I'm gonna go ahead and add those to the pan. But first, I just like to spray a little bit of some cooking spray just to kind of get that in there so it doesn't like stick. And I do like to use just a little bit of butter. I know I'm like all the way over here, sorry. I just like to use like a little bit of butter only because it just has like a little bit of flavor, and I know that my kids like that. And I really like this. I went to, it's called the Citadella, and it's their artisans market, and you just get all of these beautiful crafted like glasses and plates and just different things from different artisans around Mexico. And so I picked this one up so I can put the butter in here. Have that all like pretty much cooked, and I'm going to go ahead and put that off to the side. And then what I'm going to do is just kind of transfer over, so I have this awesome one. Okay, you know these are like real videos because stuff happens. Okay, so now that I chop this up, I want this to be like one of the last thing, or the last thing that I add, only because with steak, you don't want to kind of overcook it because then it can get tough, and it's already soft from the barbecue yesterday. So I'm just going to go ahead and start with my pan and just kind of add in like the oils and all that other stuff, and then throw in my vegetables and just kind of get that all going. Okay, so now that I have that kind of all incorporated pretty much, I'm just going to go ahead and add my little babies, which are my seasonings. And so, okay, so now I'm just going to add in the meat, and I'm going to be pretty much done. This is super fast, super easy, and I really like it. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and add this, incorporate it, and then I will be done. Okay, so that's it. Dinner is ready. Fire has been turned off, and I'm just going to go ahead and cover this up. And just in time, because then I get to go walk across the street, pick up my son, and just kind of see what he has for homework. But yeah, this is usually where I live at this time of day, pretty much every day, but I love it. But thank you so much for joining me for this super quick dinner idea. And if you loved what you saw, go ahead and leave a comment down below, or maybe some of the things that you would add to yours just to kind of make it your own. I love getting new ideas. And don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.